They're unable to pick it up here. Hernandez fires over into the flat. Almost didn't get it there, but instead it is complete, and it is going to be a first down as it hung up there for James Gonzalez, but he brings it down, and it's enough to move the chains, and it's another first down.
Takes a whole team to move the sticks, right? And shout out to the sophomore Roman Garcia, growing up before our very eyes, doing a really good job of picking up that outside blitzer.
San Antonio Zoo first down. 4 receivers left. Hernandez looking to keep it himself. This one's coming back after a flag flies from the referee. It's going to be holding. And it looks like it'll probably be 1st and 20 again.
Holding. 7. 10-yard penalty. Still first out.
All right, so again, the Bulldogs 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. But when they have the athletes that they do in Hernandez and Zapata, they're always a threat to score. Trailing here 15-9. Inside 10 minutes here to go in the 3rd quarter. Guerrero back there with Hernandez, who fires out into the flat. They're trying to get guys in space, but again, a nice tackle in open field by Isaiah Francis, their leading tackler.
Go left, go right, try to work the entire field, see if we can have somebody bust a play along the way as we take a look at the stat sheet for Matthew Reyna in our IBU Local 60 player profile. Class president candidate, all right.
2nd down and long. Hernandez running again. Another flag flies. The referee throwing a lot of flags tonight from behind the line of scrimmage on that offensive line. And then another 2 flags come in after the play. So again, Burbank, who probably held, may get bailed out by a personal foul call.
Things getting a little chippy, but you would expect some of this, the way both teams trying to exert their physicality, especially the way the tone was set on both sides of the ball by the defenses early in this football game. I mean, this has been quite a show of force by both of these squads here tonight in terms of how you line up and play football on a Thursday night.
All right. There's the hold right there as 16 was pursuing the quarterback, and then let's see what happens after the play. I didn't see anything there. But two officials threw penalty flags, so 2 guys saw something that wasn't available on that angle. And it's taken a while to sort all this out. It's definitely a hold on Burbank.
Holding. Number 56, offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down. After the play was over. Offsetting. Dead ball unsport. 7 of the defense. And number 20
right, so
of the offense.
Those offset, but the hold will stand. It'll be 2nd down and long.
Great job trying to remember all that. Got a couple of those tonight.
Holding call against Burbank. Unsportsmanlike conduct Burbank. Unsportsmanlike conduct Patriots. Penalties all offset.
And from 2nd down and 10 to 2nd down and 20 to 2nd down and 30.
The holding penalty will be enforced back to the 41.
All the way down to the 41-yard line. So the Bulldogs going backwards here. It's 2nd down and 27. They'll just run their guy right up the middle. He's got some space. Look at him still run. Hernandez still on his feet. Down near the 25-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and manageable at 3rd down and about 10.
Very impressive, gutsy play call by Mole. He knows what he's got in an athlete with his quarterback. Wow, what a play.
Now he throws it deep, got a man down there. And that ball's broken up, and it'll be a pass interference. And it'll be first and goal, or at least first down for the Bulldogs.
They've had some success going deep with those shoulder shrugs.
Yeah,
by
they've
the
thrown
quarterback.
they've thrown that out route so many times, they just kind of pump it, and
Pump and go.
the guy bites. The defender bit on it, and then he had a chance to make a play on the ball, but there was some contact back there.
Yeah, it's an easy play for the ref to call when you don't turn your back and find the ball.
Bit of a face guard. And it'll be an automatic first down. So, man, you would think the wheels are falling off for Burbank because of penalties,
Pass interference.
and then a pass interference penalty
15-yard.
bails them out. 15-yarder and a first down.
Don, they're so confident in the way they play offense. Coach Mull was telling me last year they were 4-0 and they had 16 turnovers.
Yeah, it's been an adventure for both offenses tonight.
And, you know, obviously he wants to clean that stuff up, but, I mean, that's what he thinks he has. And, you know, the kids still like to play, even though they might be turning the ball over or having some penalties. And so far, they've been showing that they can overcome some of this stuff.
Here's Hernandez trying to avoid tacklers, and he does, but doesn't get quite back to the 10. They're like rookie Manu Ginobili. They're going to kill you, they're going to kill you, they're going to kill you, they're going to turn it over, you're going to turn it over, you drive you crazy, and then, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just did that.
Yeah. They're fun to watch on both sides of the ball. We're really impressed. I know people are probably sick of me talking about that defensive line, but I'm telling you, you got to walk around a stadium and see what these guys look like up close in person to just get a feel for what they're all about physically.
Second down and 10, slant route, touchdown. With all these flags tonight, does it hold? Yes. We're tied up. The Bulldogs with a chance to take the lead. And Hernandez just kind of lulled him in sleep and then just hit him on the slant.
Well, Don, you talk about a guy that runs crisp routes and then ball delivered on time. Kind of had to thread the needle there if you're Kevin Hernandez. But Izzy is one heck of a ball player, as you all at home are getting a chance to see firsthand.
And almost right to script, another flag on the extra point. And another long discussion. And I think they're going to ask Mull what he wants to do here. He may want to take the yardage and go for 2. I don't think anybody thinks we're done scoring in this game.
That's for sure, because these offenses are finally starting to get a rhythm.
Personal foul. Leaping, number 95 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Replay the try.
So they're going to replay the try after half the distance, and they're going to run their offense back on the field. Izzy's not back out there. I don't know that I've seen Hernandez. He's out there. So they'll go for 2 here from 1.5 yards out. Tie game, why not? Little fake high snap and snap it to the up back, and he's in. And it's 17-15. Burbank goes on top.
How about that? You got all kinds of cool looking plays right there. A little rugby scrum for 2 to
Nice.
tack onto the touchdown.
7:58 to go here in the third. We've got ourselves a heck of a football game. Burbank 17, Veterans Memorial 15.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Premier Pros.
All right, Chuck, he had a safety earlier. Big physical guy. Watch this. Comes in motion. And they just let the big fella use his size and strength to bowl his way in.
Yeah, Don, I really whiffed on that. You see Gail Guerrero, the running back, number 20? I thought that Vasquez was just there plowing the road. No, he got the ball, he plowed the road, and he scored.
Plowed the road himself. And this little
Onside.
pooch, this time they kick it, and it's a scrum for it.
Onside kick by Burbank.
Veterans Memorial says they came up with it, and it looks like they did. So we've seen a lot of those fakes. This time they actually kick it, and now they'll see. Burbank will want to see if their defense can hold. A lot of gambling going on tonight by both these coaches. Let's go down to Matt Roy. Matt.
Two quick things, guys. 22 on Veterans Memorial. Keandrius Harrington is going to be out for the rest of this game with a chest injury. He walked out of halftime without his pads, so he will be out the rest of this game. And also, last week, Burbank opened up their game against Livonia with an onside kick. I asked Coach Irvin about that. If he was prepared, if he prepared his team for any onsides, any special teams, things like we saw last week with Mr. Coach Molesky. He said, I've been preparing them all week because you never know what Michael Moll's going to do, and we see what happens right here.
Yeah, Michael Moll's a riverboat gambler.
Penalty flag.
Illegal substitution here
On the offense,
on Veterans
5-yard
Memorial.
penalty. Still first down.
And we talked about both of these programs, right, playing a very tough non-district schedule. I mean, yeah, Burbank lost last week, but Livonia is number 2 in our sub-top 10 poll. So, I mean, those dudes are good.
Yeah, they put up numbers. And the offense for Burbank was solid.
Despite 4 turnovers.
And that was just dropped. That was a forward pass, incomplete. That was intended for David Hadnot. So take a look at the Burbank schedule the rest of the way. Of course, the Bulldogs play in 12-5A Division II. We'll look at it after this play. They're on second down and 13, make it 15. There's the slant to Harrell. He's got Tony. Tony's got the corner, and you're not going to catch it. Ben Tony's second touchdown of the game. And just like that, the Patriots go back in front.
Well, one of the things that Coach Moll really wanted to expose his team to, especially early on in the season, is teams with speed. You see, you're getting a healthy dose of what this guy can do. I mean, there are not a lot of guys that are going to be able to stop that when Veterans Memorial rolls in the league play. What an outstanding ball player. What an outstanding guy Tony is. And, wow, that's 2 electric plays tonight.
Fashion forward. We heard his Scholar Athlete halftime show. He wants to design cool urban wear that's chic. Well, he's pretty chic tonight. Extra point is no good. We stand at 21-17. Burbank's chance when we come back.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
We told you at the outset tonight that this was going to be an exciting, offensive, explosive football game. We've had 5 lead changes. Ben Toney responsible for 2 of those with 111 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 2 plays.
That's a pretty good night, right? Making the most of your
56 on that
touches.
one, yeah.
Well, we were told that he can do everything well, including block, and we've seen him do a lot of blocking tonight, but we've seen him score a lot of touchdowns too. Look
Watch
out.
out. Here comes Izzy. He's off to the races.
Oh, he's going to
He's
score.
got one man to beat on the edge, and he does.
Yep,
Touchdown.
there's a flag.
Burbank, but there's a flag way back here on the 33-yard line.
Man, are these guys fun to watch.
And Izzy Zapata's highlights probably coming back.
That's a shame, too, because he'd already busted through everything. I mean, that's good if we're playing touch, Don Harris.
Return. Number 74.
See if we can find it on the replay.
Holding penalty during the return against Burbank.
That'll bring it back. But man, what an exciting play with just great speed in these kids.
Yeah, in real time, I thought the holding occurred after he'd already gone down by the play, and maybe right there.
Right there, 72, 74. Don't know if it would have made a difference.
Well, throw a ball to him outside and let's see if he can do it again.
Here's another look. This might get a little clearer. Yeah, there's a little jersey tug there on number 40. I got news for you, though. 40 wasn't going to run it down.
Yeah, and that was one heck of a burst, and, you know, good job for the rest of the Burbank special teams for creating that big of a hole, too.
Hernandez trying to get outside. He's got great speed to get out there, but you got to tip your cap to the Veterans Memorial Patriot defense. They're stretching it out, staying in their lanes, making a play there as he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's just about it.
Yeah, Drake again. That guy's had a monster ball game, and also Akeem Hunt, the junior defensive lineman, also running over there to help stuff that one.
Here's 2nd down and 9. Kind of run a counter reverse there, and that goes nowhere. Michael Irving coming up to make a big tackle there, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Shouldn't Michael Irving be wearing 88? No?
What's funny is, you know, we used to always make fun of people who called him Michael Irving because there's no G on it. But yet their coach is Irvin. So you can even marry the two. A little bubble route to the outside. Can he get outside and get the stick? It's real close. It's real close. They mark it
Yeah,
right at the stick, and I think that's enough for a 1st down.
Well done, Burbank, getting the ball outside and then having your receivers do a good job getting some fannies right out there and blocking those guys up.
It's good enough for a San Antonio Zoo 1st down. What a conversion there. Really, that drive looked like it was going nowhere, and they were able to convert. 3 triplets to the right. He runs left. Look at that move again. Hernandez taking some heat, still on his feet.
Wow.
After that big blow.
Darius Thompson came in like a heat-seeking missile, and Kevin Hernandez just brushed it off.
Oh, and that's definitely targeting, definitely helmet-to-helmet contact, definitely an ejection, unlike the other one earlier that was questionable, at least from the first look at the replay.
There is a flag down, so what are they going to call? Helmet to helmet?
It looked to me, no, a punch in the face, according to Funky Cole Medina. Can we get a slower look at the helmet to helmet to see if that was the call? Unsportsmanlike.
Defense. From the end run.
So that'll march him off 15, but so far no ejection for Darius. Although it looked like helmet to helmet to me. Golly. How do you miss that? And after this, he pushes him, punched him in the face. But they missed a blatant, just brutal helmet to helmet. All right, we play on. 1st and 10, 6:21 to go. Here's Hernandez trying to stretch it out. Does. He delivers a blow.
Well, we got one quarterback that played linebacker last year, and we got a quarterback tonight that should be playing linebacker too. This guy's performance has been something else. Bring the heat, Kevin Hernandez.
And another flag down. And if I'm Mike Mull, I'm livid about the targeting that wasn't called on the last play. And he might be.
I see it a little differently in that Thompson had his head down when he made contact. So,
Number 3 of the offense.
I don't know. Tough to
15-yard
legislate
penalty
these
from the
things in real
previous
time
spot.
sometimes.
Replay first
Yeah, I mean, they only legislate what happens, not what your intent is. Head down or not. That was much more egregious than the one that Nate Ortega was called for early in the game, in my mind. But, I mean, the fact that Hernandez stayed on his feet after that contact,
Well
the fact
said.
that he's not silly,
Yeah.
the fact that he's not
And then looking for more on the next play.
yeah. So it's 1st and 25, and he wants to throw it. Does, and he's got his favorite target out there.
Pass completed over on the left side.
Izzy Zapata with the catch across the 40. So no matter how far Burbank gets backed up with penalties, they seem to find themselves a way to get it into a manageable situation.
Yeah, and Kevin Hernandez is starting to heat up now, too. Takes a couple of blows, and he delivers the heavy part of it and then comes back with his best ball of the night. And Izzy, you would think, right, that's the guy you got to stop, man. He's still getting his.
Hernandez rolling. Now he fires across the middle. That's a dangerous throw, but boy, when you got a guy you trust like Zapata, you make it and you pick up the San Antonio Zoo first down.
These guys are really humming right now. The offenses on both of these teams really picking up the pace here in the third quarter. Kevin's going to sleep well tonight, man. He's running all over the place, throwing it all over the place, and great energy.
San Antonio Zoo first down, a little jet sweep, stretching it out. No gain, maybe 2, maybe 1.5. Clock will stop at 5:34. Second down in this great back and forth affair. 5 lead changes, 21-17, but the Bulldogs looking like they could easily go down and score again. Really rough start to this game offensively in the first quarter. Just joining us. Had some brutal turnovers and then Burbank unable to capitalize, but both teams are clicking now. Hernandez fires in the flat. That's caught. And again, good pursuit for a loss.
So it's interesting play design, right, Don, with those 4 wide receivers. Brought me back to my days working in the fast food industry with that double stack they got going at the bottom of the screen. They ran that same look earlier in the game and used it to run a quarterback sneak out of it. But, yeah, just the intricacies of this offense and the looks and everything. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
3rd and long. Hernandez fires into the flat. That's his guy. And across the 20, inside the Central Med red zone, another great 3rd down conversion is Izzy Zapata, who took it even further than that. I thought that play was over at about the 20, and he stays on his feet all the way down to about the 13.
Man, this guy, old blood and guts, man. He's a little bit of everything tonight. And you think you got him down, and then he's going to carry you for about 5 or 6 more. But these plays where they shoulder shrug or look left, if you get caught looking at the quarterback in this offense, he's going to burn you the other way. And I don't even know where to look. How did he get through?
I thought he was down, and it was somebody else.
Oh, man, more moves than Allied Freight. And
Well, there it is.
there's
yeah.
another guy.
Just kind of
Isaiah Francis coming in and trying to lay the wood.
pinballed off of him. Got a nicked up
Man, he was the one that delivered the blow.
Patriot, but he's coming off the field and looks okay. Isaiah Francis, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Do you know a San Antonio teen in 7th to 12th grade looking for ways to get involved in the community? They can apply to be a Project Worth Teen Ambassador today. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
All right, 4:49 to go here in the third. Veterans Memorial leads at 21-17. Kevin Hernandez and the Bulldog offense driving down the field. Hernandez looking for a block, throws the corner route and broken up. Good defense there by Veterans Memorial. Good one-on-one coverage by Bryce Cole on Roman Garcia, the sophomore.
You're not kidding, especially with as long as Veterans Memorial had to trail these talented receivers from Burbank. That was one heck of a play, one.
So it's second down and 10. They can still get a first down inside the 5. They'll do that same route, complete it to the 10, and down to about the 7 is James Gonzalez, another sophomore. So it'll be third down and short. About 5. Hernandez on the keep. He's got the 5, he's got the 4, he's got a touchdown. Kevin Hernandez scores, and we've got our 6th lead change as the Bulldogs go back in front.
Wow, I thought with that snap looked like it was going to throw off the rhythm of the play, but Kevin Hernandez doing such a great job of corralling the ball, and then while he's doing it, even though it was a little high, he's already starting his break, and then got a good push up there from Balagia, Garcia, and Salas right there in the middle.
Terrific athlete. Kick is up and good. And it's a field goal lead now for the Bulldogs, 24-21. And we haven't even reached the fourth quarter yet. Good stuff from Rutledge Stadium. We've had just about a little bit of everything, including a lot of number 1 of the Burbank Bulldogs. Kevin Hernandez is so good, he's going to even be the kickoff guy. Does a little bit of everything.
You know, Veterans Memorial, one of their defensive ends, their long snapper too. So these guys, you know, some of them wearing quite a number of hats.
We saw the onside kick last time. They'll do that fake up, run up fake, or will he kick it?
Now let's see if they do an onside kick out of this.
Send Isaiah Francis and Chris Bassett deep. It's a little poocher. It's fielded at the 31. I believe that's Bassett going forward. Nope, check that. 21 for them is Bryson Bowden for Veterans Memorial. Stick around after the game. We hand out our Monarch trophies to the champion and to our MVP of the game. Don't forget, Monarch Trophy is your stop for all your awards needs. 344-3777 or mtsawards.com. Monarch Trophy here with TNL for, I believe, all 16 seasons. We appreciate everything they do. And if you have business needs, plaques, awards, team sports, trophies, they've got it all.
I'm wondering if they're going to do something with Bryson Bowden at some point in this game.
It's a San Antonio Zoo first down for the Patriots. Here's Harrell, and you called it. They hand it to him right off the bat here on first down, and he picks up a couple.
So you got a sophomore playing behind a senior, and there's been 3 times during special teams tonight where this guy's speed has really stood out. He looks like he's faster than anybody, and I wonder if they're going to slow roll him before they open him up here a little bit, maybe once they get to the league play.
2nd and 8, blitz coming off the edge, and that ball is almost intercepted off the hands of Lance Trevino, who dropped in coverage and made a nice read on that play as the defensive coordinator sent pressure from the edge.
This guy, 55 tackles a year ago. The last thing you think you're going to see from that guy is dropping into coverage. Wow, what a great play.
So it's 3rd down and 8 for the Patriots now on their own 44. They show blitz again, and they bring the heat from the corner. And this time Harrell keeps, and he bowls over a defender and has plenty for a San Antonio Zoo first down. What a nice offensive call with the pressure coming, and the fake to the running back freed him up. Big first down there as they face 3rd and 8. It's a San Antonio Zoo first down as they move into Burbank territory. Who gets the ball last in this game may decide it. Sends his big target tight end in motion. Got him out there if he wanted him. Instead, Harrell keeps coming up from the edge, breaks a tackle across the 45, across the 35, and near the 32-yard line.
Well, you got one guy showing off what he can do and deliver out some punishment at the quarterback position, and we already talked about Dallas Harrell playing linebacker. Don, I don't know how the heck he got out of that trap. There was a lot of guys coming for him. A lot of guys saw what he was doing, and he still was able to get a good chunk there.
So it's 2nd down and about 2 as the quarter that will never end ticks down 2:45. We're going on 40 minutes for this quarter. And it'll be even longer as we see a timeout taken, I believe, by the Burbank defense. We'll take it with them. Good football game in Converse, 24-21, 6 lead changes and more to come here from Rutledge Stadium. Welcome back. It's 24-21, 2nd down and 2 when we return here to action. Great football game on senior night for the Veterans Memorial Patriots. As we said earlier, this game's had it all. Safety, turnovers, great defense, physicality, explosive plays, fantastic athletes. And right now, they've got the Patriots on the move. Harrell going to throw the slant, got a man wide open, and it's dropped. But Harrell's getting, you could tell, getting a little more confident playing the position.
Well said. I mean, he dropped back and delivered a dime on time right there, and he was not real thrilled with the end result of that, but you got to be ready to make a play, no doubt. Especially in a game as tight as this one. Who's going to blink first?
Third down and about 3. They'll hand it inside, and that's going to be right at the marker. From my angle here, it looks like he's got it, and he does. The official on the far side is telling the chains to go ahead and move. And it'll be a new set of set of downs, and the San Antonio Zoo first down. Motion. They'll hand it to him, but Burbank stretches it out, but they weren't able to make the tackle. And a nice job redeeming himself. The Veterans Memorial after that drop ball was Tacorius Jordan, the junior running back, making a nice play there.
Yeah, and Burbank had a guy there, had 2 guys there. Sometimes speed kills, right? You got guys in the right place, but if you got the wrong angle, there could be some lethality coming from the offense.
So it's a San Antonio Zoo first down. Harrell under pressure. Blitz coming now. Can he get away from that defender? Does. Fires, and it was almost intercepted. It was tipped up and caught out of bounds by Anthony Keith, but well out of bounds.
Tell you what, this Lance Trevino is all over the place, man. They got him at linebacker. They got him at defensive end. He's running all over the field, and he's really wrecking havoc right now on that Burbank side of the football. But got to give it to the old quarterback, too, Dallas Harrell. Did a really good job setting up the defender before he was able to at least get outside to extend the play.
Second down and 10. Harrell fakes the handoff, throws the slant, completes it. And that's Hadnot down to the 6-yard line, right at the 5. And there's a flag down, and we'll see 2 flags down. We'll see if that's coming back, or was it offsides? It looks like the Veterans Memorial offense is walking backwards.
Ineligible man downfield.
Illegal
Number
man
28,
downfield.
covered receiver. 5 penalty, second down.
72 got down there, past the 5-yard mark. Seemed like that play developed pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was a nice pitch and catch for sure.
2 flags, 2 officials saw it. So that'll back it up, and it'll be 2nd and 15. After being right there knocking on the door at the 5. Inside handoff this time is made. And this time the Bulldogs hang on the tackle. Ezra Maez, the senior all-district defensive specialist, wraps him up. Now we set up 3rd down, and now 13 for Dallas Harrell and the Patriot offense. Now inside a minute here left in this marathon 3rd quarter. Harrell escapes 1 tackler, throws it underneath, complete to his big guy Anthony Keith, but it's going to be short of the 1st down. So what do you do, Chuck?
I go for it. Why not? They got Anthony Keith. They got some other guys that can play, but they're not going to do it. But Anthony Keith's a basketball player too, post player. Just throw it up and let's see if he can come down with one.
All right, instead they're going to see if they can tie it up thanks to the right foot of Rafael Nunez. Told you earlier, he's 39 of 41 on extra points last year. Had a nice kick here earlier in this one. This will be a 34-yarder. His long is 32. It may be longer than that if they back him up here.
Ball start for the offense.
All right, so now, 32-yarder.
Well, you got to kick it. Yeah, it's still third quarter too, so why not?
They'll spot it at the 29. So 39-yarder. This will be a career long for Rafael Nunez to tie the game here on the last snap of the third. Right down the middle is long enough, and it is. Great kick for Nunez, 39 yards, and we're all tied up. 24 apiece.
Yeah, Don, sorry to cut you off. Learning something about your kicker tonight. He's clutch.
24 all. Fourth quarter action when we come back. Welcome back. What a football game we've got. We're tied at 24 going to the fourth quarter. Time to take a look at our third quarter highlights. We'll do that after the kickoff here by Rafael Nunez, who's walking with his chest out high after kicking a career-long 39-yarder to tie this thing up. And then we get to see Kevin Hernandez in that Burbank offense again. Thrill a minute here from Rutledge Stadium. A little high poocher, fair caught by the Bulldogs right at the 30. And now we'll take a look at our third quarter San Antonio ready to work, learn, earn, succeed highlights. Burbank, as we said, lots of back and forth lead changes. Izzy Zapata was answered by Ben Toney's second touchdown. This one 56 yards as the Pats went back up 21-17, but Kevin Hernandez answered that with his 8-yard touchdown run to make it 24-21 Burbank. And then Nunez ties it up with the 39-yarder, and he knew it right away, and he was fired up about it. So here we go, first down and 10 is Countywide Service Company first down here in the fourth quarter for Kevin Hernandez. High snap, keeps it himself, run all the way. Boy, he's able to change direction so quickly. He's not going to go anywhere here, but that first step of his, when he puts a foot in the ground, it's cat quick.
Yeah, and you got to give Akeem Hunt and his buddies all the credit in the world for that one. A new look again from the Burbank offense, and those guys reading their keys just like they did in the keys of the game at the onset of the broadcast.
Second down, fires out to Izzy. and he's bottled up. I think at this point in the game, Veterans Memorial really starting to key on their two really good athletes that can beat you. And I think Mull might have to come up with somebody else, just because they're doing a great job, Veterans Memorial, of stretching these out and running to the football. Hernandez and Zapata are still making great athletic plays, but Veterans Memorial is not being surprised anymore. 4 receivers to his left. Hernandez is going to keep. Can he get a block? And again, another good job, and it's going to be a late hit. It's going to cost the Patriots here. And after 3rd and 11, you're going to get 15 on a personal foul.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that drives a coach crazy, but you can understand the frustration a little bit on the veteran side of the football because, I mean, this guy's been a handful all night, right? You finally get him on the sideline and, you know, you don't know if he's going to cut it back up the field. You don't know if he's going to try to get more because he's certainly done that all night. So, man, there's a lot. When the guy's still on his feet, you want to make sure that he's not going anywhere else because he's done such a great job running the football when he's decided to go.
No foul on the...
All right, so that one happened right in front of the Burbank bench, and Mull not showing a whole lot of arguing there.
Saw Dylan Valdez, number 6 on the sideline there. He's in street clothes tonight. Broke his nose last week in the opener. What a nice young man that guy is. They're going to be thankful when they get that guy back after he gets his nose fixed this week.
So is it 3rd down or is it 4th down? It's 4th down and 5. Okay, it's 4th down. And they're going for it. Unless he can kick it. He's done that before. And he does. And he backs him up. And he tried to be felled. Oh, he got back on it. Great play. Bryce Cole flirting with disaster there. But it'll be Veterans Memorial ball. They'll have it as we get ready to crank 4th quarter action up here at Rutledge Stadium. All right, plot thickens. Good football game here in Converse, Texas. The Burbank Bulldogs and the Veterans Memorial Patriots all square at 24 with 10:35 to go here in the 4th quarter. And the Patriots and Dallas Harrell is they've got their offense untracked here lately. Harrell's getting more confident doing that right there, throwing the football. That's the had not. And he picks up a nice gain on 1st down, making it 2nd and short.
If you're wondering about the length of this football game, I saw the stat that the boys in the truck put up earlier. there's been 20 penalties in the game, so that's 20 dead balls.
Harrell keeps, nice fake, stays on his feet, and picks up a countywide service company first down.
The other side of that too, Don, is these offenses are so intricate and there's so many moving parts, and it's week 2. You know, imagine what happens when these guys get going here by the time they get to league play. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch for both of these squads.
Yeah, they're fun to watch right now. First down here. Here's Dallas Harrell. Going to keep it himself. He's quite the athlete. And that's another good call on first down, picking up about 3 yards.
I tell you, we're getting late here. It's closing in on 10 o'clock, and just fun to watch some of these guys play football. Actually, all these guys play football, but I mean, you got a big defensive end like Chavarria, who's been out there all night running sideline to sideline and still mixing it up in there. Man, I love to see this stuff.
Yeah, conditioning and physicality is when the fourth quarter action heats up. Little jet sweep there, going the other way. That was Eric Pacheco, the sophomore. We see a lot of sophomores playing for both squads tonight. Future's bright for both teams. That sets up 3rd down and 4. Now it'd be interesting to see what Irvin would do here if they don't convert. Those guys have shown a tendency to go for it, but they complete it to Hadnot. He's going to have the first down and a lot more going across midfield. Good play call, good execution by Dallas Harrell and Hadnot.
David Jones Hadnot, 6 feet, 155. That was a really good job corralling that football right there. That was not an easy catch where he had to pull that thing out of the air. Nifty job too once he got his hands on the ball.
Ben Toney already has 2 long touchdowns tonight. He's on the inside there on the slot. He's dangerous. Instead, they hand off and breaking it to the outside and being slung down. I believe that was Bassett. Chris Bassett, the leading rusher from a year ago. A week ago, he had 90 yards on 17 carries. Picks up another countywide service company first down, and you got to wonder if the fatigue is starting to set in on that Burbank defense. That front line's been so aggressive all night tonight. Conditioning definitely will come into play for both teams. They'll hand to Bassett again. He goes right over the middle and tripped up. Ezra Maez nicked him around the ankles and he went flying. It's another one of our IBEW Local 60 player profiles, Joseph Morales, the junior defensive lineman. He's a theater guy, class president. Good for him. Plays it all, football, wrestling, track. Second and 5. We're keeping it on the ground. A nice tackle made by the Burbank defense is coming up again for the second play in a row. Ezra Maez.
And to your point earlier, Don, about what's going on up front, I mean, Veterans Memorial and those guys up front are really starting to take over this football game in the fourth quarter with Tom Corelli, Gonzalez, Velasquez, Russell, and Molina left to right. You gotta like Gonzalez, first name Maximus. Sounds like sounds like an offensive lineman, right?
Maximus. Ball. Ball's on the ground, and they're going to lose yardage, big yardage on 3rd and just 2. And now it's going to be 4th and 11, and they're going to have to run out the punt team in a tie ball game. Oh, that's a killer as a coach. Your offensive line is starting to dominate. You're running the football, you're running the clock, you're doing everything you want to have happen, and then you have that on a 3rd and 2, and you potentially put the ball back in Izzy Zapata's hands right here on this punt, and he is so dangerous. He's already broken one for a score tonight that was called back because of a hold. I think he'd be smart here to kick it to anywhere but him. And it's a high kick, and he's going to let it bounce. It's going to roll inside the 10 and be down at the 9-yard line. So Burbank will have to go 91. 6:09 to go, and a great one here in Converse. Welcome back. 24 all, Burbank's turn after a tough snap for Veterans Memorial. Caused them to have to punt the football. They got a good punt, good coverage there. Back in Burbank up to their own 9-yard line, but that doesn't mean anything because that guy right there can go 91 in a hurry. Will pump and go, fires the slant. It's caught across the 20, near the 25-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there from Kevin Hernandez to Matthew Reyna.
That shoulder shrug and pump, man, that has worked all night for Burbank.
So it's 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. He fires out that way. Caught, and another good open field tackle by the defense, and that's Darius Thompson, who's been involved in some scraps tonight. He's still talking a little smack. Sets up second down and 8. But how about the poise of Hernandez? Just kind of knows what he wants to do. Running for his life here. Got a man to beat on the outside. Does. Oh, he almost did. Now he's going to be forced to go the other way. Flag flies there. I don't know if they're going to call that little reach on the backside. It's going to be a hold or a block in the back. Either way, it's coming back for Burbank, and they're going to be in trouble.
Well, that's one of the best 1-yard losses you're ever going to see. I mean, I cannot believe what Kevin just did to get. He set up 2 guys, ran away from another. Unbelievable. You sure are getting a treat tonight watching that guy play ball.
Holding, number 52 of the offense. Penalty previous spot. Play down.
All right, so you saw the hold. They'll replay second down. But it'll be second down and a long ways to go. But as we've seen, that means nothing. 40-yard plays are commonplace. How is he not gassed after that? That's my question.
Doesn't look like he's lost a step.
Second and 17. They get it down the sideline. That hit was inbound, so it's a fair play. And again, it gets him manageable distance for third down. And I say that because it's manageable anyway, because they're likely to go for it even this far back in their own territory, as they've shown a couple of times tonight. They have that much faith in their defense, and also Hernandez and Zapata and the rest of this team.
Got to take advantage of the wind at your back here.
They've got it to Zapata. He's off to the races. He's got the first down. And just like that, no matter the penalties, no matter the problems, no matter playing behind the chains, Burbank has shown time and time again they can pick up the first down.
He's just got remarkable feet, Don. The way he can just twitch and get the ball upfield in his cuts. I mean, look at this. It's just, how do you circle back like that? And again, he's 4 or 5 yards after contact.
Did a nice job of calling this game offensively. Hernandez fighting off that relentless pursuit by Veterans Memorial and fighting his way for a couple of yards. He's gonna need a hot tub tomorrow.
Well, is he, or are the guys that keep trying to truck him gonna need the hot tubs? I mean,
everybody is.
It seems like
I'm
got
gonna
3
need
guys,
one just calling the game.
right? They look like they've got 3 or 4 guys that are spying him right now, and he's still getting his.
Yeah, it's not complicated. It's number 1 and it's number 3, and as good a job as they're doing in their containment, they're still just good enough athletes to beat it. Here's your double stack on the far right side, including Zapata up front. Hernandez looking the other way. Now he's got some receivers open. He's closing in on him. Look at the move there. Across the 50. It'll be third down and 4. He's just so calm because he knows he's quick enough to avoid that trouble. And there was another time right there, just a split second, when he threw the brakes on and cut back. That's just, I don't know that I've seen anybody.
He sets guys up. I mean, it is remarkable. I mean, he sees everything.
3rd and short here. Going to fire it in the flat, complete it, and he's got the first down because of forward progress. Matthew Reyna does. Good job by Isaiah Francis making a tackle, but he got the first down by virtue of the forward progress. It's a countywide first down, and fourth quarter flying by compared to that third, as we're in a tie ball game, potential game-winning drive here as we need the 2-minute mark. We'll pump and go. He's going deep. He's got his man, and it's dropped. Back shoulder was a perfectly thrown ball to Roman Garcia, who just couldn't come up with it. But another good call by Mull's coaching staff and a nice throw by Hernandez.
Yeah, and really good defense, right? You said it all. It's a back shoulder play, and this guy's been remarkable. What a throw.
I think you're all in right now if you're Mull. Second down and 10. I think you're going for it on all 3 plays here if you don't convert. The slant overthrown, a little high for Zapata. That'll set up 3rd down. They know it's coming to him, and Hernandez is going to throw it anyway. That one was one I think he'd like to have back just a little high.
Yeah, and I bet you if you asked Izzy, he'd say, I need to catch that ball. You know, you're in traffic, and he's made these catches all year long, and for his career, yeah, you're right, just a little bit off. Hard to believe because they've been on all night.
I was going to say, how about a quarterback draw here? And there he goes.
How about a quarterback
Hernandez
touchdown?
breaking tackles, pulled down from behind. And now what do? You run clock and kick it and go home? Or do you punch it in? We've got an injury timeout on the field. And I thought there might be a horse collar there too at the end of that play. But Kevin Hernandez just putting this team on his back.
Just grabbed him by the jersey, so there was no horse collar.
Nothing high, yep.
Just let's see where the injury occurred. But another unbelievable run. I mean, running out of superlatives to talk about the kind of night this guy's having. This is good old-fashioned bully ball, and the quarterback's the guy being the bully.
And hey, how about some credit to the tackle there by Darius Thompson? Look at this one more time, guys. Thompson, first of all, very alert to try to knock the ball out, and doesn't get the ball out here with a swipe of the right hand right there. But then, if he doesn't hang on to this jersey, that's 6.
Yeah, that's a good call right there, dude. You picked that up nicely. I didn't even see that.
Man, that's an athletic play. We're back in 15 seconds.
Hey San Antonio teens! Are you looking for ways to share your voice, creativity, and ideas on ways to positively impact the community? Become a Project Worth Teen Ambassador. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
Veterans Memorial still has all 3 timeouts left, so Burbank can't just run clock and kick a field goal to win the game, because the Patriots can stop it after every snap here on first down. They'll hand it inside. Guerrero's got it. He's down to the 2. And let's see if Veterans Memorial takes their first here. They will. With 1:34 to go, and it'll be 2nd down and goal.
Speaking of goal, obviously, right, for Burbank is to score. The second goal is to make them burn timeouts if they stop you. So, yes, no doubt that Burbank in the driver's seat. And if you're Veterans Memorial, you got to do whatever you can to, A, try to get a stop, hold them to 3. More importantly, you got to be ball hunting right now. See if you can get one of those turnovers here that you were so good at early in this football game.
Time for our collision of the game. Brought to you by ACNowSA.com collision of the game. And it was involving, guess who? Kevin Hernandez earlier in the football game going helmet to helmet right there and staying on his feet with Darius Thompson. I thought at the time that it was a targeting call. It wasn't called, and just amazing. Kevin Hernandez, you could see how tired he was as he walked off for that timeout. And I think if you're, Chuck, if you're the Burbank coaching staff, you got a little PTSD flashing back to this area of the field from the first two series of the game where they came away with 0 points. Having been down here twice, Hernandez, though's not going to be denied this time. He's in for the go-ahead touchdown with 1.5 minutes left, and he's got some swag to show for it.
Well, I think you called your shot on that one because you're right. I mean, if you're going to lose this football game, if things aren't going to go your way down by the goal line, at least you're going to do one thing, and that's give it to one, right? Let him go win you a football game. He's gotten you this far. Why not let him take you the rest of the way?
The extra point attempt is up and through, and it's 31-24. But Veterans Memorial has all 3 timeouts left. They've got 2 of their 3 left. They took 1 on that drive. But what can you say about Kevin Hernandez? I'll say this right now. If I had a vote for our San Antonio Sports All-Star game, he's going in my mind.
Well, there's no question. I mean, we've seen 2 rock-solid games 2 weeks in a row, and some of these athletes that we've seen just really, really pop off the screen, but this has been one heck of a performance tonight. I mean, this guy already up over 250 yards throwing the ball, and running the ball, he's been just as electric. I mean, whether he's piling up the yards or taking on all comers.
And, you know, so many times we see coaching staff sometimes complicate things. And on that last drive, it's like, it's 3rd and 10, quarterback draw. You know, it's the slants to number 3. It's let's put the ball in our best player's hand and let them make plays. And he's their best player. They put it in his hands, and he made plays.
Dude, 252 in the air for Kevin, 175 on the ground, and 3 scores. So 4 touchdowns, and he's up over 400 yards total offense. Give me a break.
Yeah, one of the great
player of the
TNL
month. They're having a great month all in one night.
One of the great TNL performances of all time, and they're going to give him a break and not make him kick off this time. It's not over yet. Don't count out Bobby Irvin's crew.
Nope, they got some ballers too.
Ben Tony's as fast as anybody out here. And they'll pooch it into a space where it'll die, and taking and dancing out of bounds is Bowden.
I got my eye on you, 21. I think that guy's going to be pretty good just on what I've seen tonight. A really small sample size, but I like the speed.
2 timeouts left for the Veterans Memorial Patriots. Down 31-24 with 1.5 bucks to go here. What a great game on week 2 of TNL. We had a good one last week with Brandeis and O'Connor that was decided in the final quarter, and then tonight, Brandeis was stormed back with like 27 straight last week, and then tonight, this one, 6 lead changes. Harrell rolls right, throws right. That ball's caught, and smart play to get out of bounds.
Ooh, this 9's a handful for Burbank, Don. Jeez, this guy blowing through a double team, getting out there, getting some pressure, and good job by Veterans Memorial getting the ball out on time.
Long way from being over. It's a countywide first down. 2 timeouts left for the Patriots. Dallas Harrell trying to lead him down the field to tie this thing up, maybe send it to overtime. He's got 2 split to his left. He rolls that way, looks that way. Not going to throw that way, going to run instead. Breaks a tackle and gets out of bounds again. She'll stop the clock with $1:18 left and no reason to burn a timeout yet as they move the chains to the 2nd down and 6 from the 44.
Tony at the top of your screen. Well, now he's inside, but if you're looking for 8 to make a play, you got to assume it's going to happen at some point in this drive.
They've got him single covered here. Dangerous. They're looking his way. Harold now scrambling and brought down in the field of play. So they'll have to burn one here. And they will. They'll be down to 1 timeout.
Yeah, that's the one thing you can't do, right? If there's nothing open downfield and you're breaking it outside, then get outside the pocket.
Throw it.
Throw it away.
Chunk it into the second row. But he's new at playing the position. He's learning it. We talked about it. He's a linebacker, a slot, a running back as a junior.
Yeah, played some quarterback early on in his career.
Yeah,
he's done a good job tonight, too.
Very good. Very good. Solid job all the way around. Really got better as the game went on. Really rough start and didn't let that rattle him.
Yep, he's made the throws. He's got the 2 touchdowns, closing in on 200 yards himself.
Really good. Very proud if you're related to him after the start that they had on that first couple of series. And battled back, settled down, and just played really well.
Yeah, a little number change, huh? He got me on that first play.
Yeah, he's number 3 in our book, number 3 in the program, number 11 in your heart. 3rd down and long. Veterans Memorial needs to convert. They've got 2 plays to do it. Harrell rolling to his left. Now he's going to throw it out. That ball's tipped up in the air and incomplete. Thought it was going to be a chance to be intercepted, but there's a flag down. So he was looking for his big tight end.
Now, if you're Coach Mull, what are you going to do here? Take it,
Out of the
make
offense.
it 4th down.
Hey, 4th down.
It's declined, and it's 4th down. He'll roll the bones with his defense. 1 play for the football game.
Now they're dragging 8 to the left side slot. And he's in the middle of 2 guys. I'm going to 8 or bust.
Number 9 might have something to say about this too, up front. 4th down and 10. Pressure and dropped.
How fitting. How fitting.
Ramsey Chavarria, we've been talking about him all night. 6'5", nearly 300 pounds. And that defensive front that has been so good all night with just a little more push than Veterans Memorial could handle. And Burbank is going to come out of here with a Thursday night lights win on the road on senior night at Veterans Memorial.
We were just talking about how hard this guy was playing sideline to sideline. Even he's been out there all night going sideline to sideline. And what happens if you stay after it and you keep the motor running? At some point, you're going to get another opportunity to make a big play. And what an outstanding evening for 82 and his buddies up front.
Hey, tip of the cap to both squads, both coaches. What a game.
Amen.
Man, I mean, these are tough teams. Physical and determined. And we saw some outstanding performances tonight by a number of different guys on both squads.
Yep. See you both in the postseason, fellas. Nice job.
Hernandez will take a knee, and Veterans Memorial will use their last timeout, and they may have 2 more snaps here in this one. Little debate, I'm sure, as to our player of the game.
Well, there's some debate.
Really?
But yeah, not much, because, man, Izzy was electric tonight, too, as we knew he would be.
400-something total yards, 252 yards passing, 26 of 33. What's that percentage? 28 carries for 175 yards.
Dude, Izzy's a pot in 2 games. has got 4 touchdowns and almost 400 yards receiving.
Yeah, the two of them. And
That's
then
stupid against good competition, too.
And then the dominating play, 78% completion percentage tonight from from Kevin Hernandez. 78% completion percentage.
What a rock star.
Better
man.
than my high school GPA. 78. They'll reset the play clock to 38, so they'll have to snap it one more time. And
Well earned.
Burbank will get out of here with a very impressive win. Now, there's been some seasons on TNL, Chuck, where we've had a lot of 52-0 games. Not very much fun to call sometimes. We're 2 for 2 this year. Chris Kafas. This is fun.
You
This
guys
is
did
fun
a really
stuff.
nice job chopping up the schedule this year, and hats off for seeing what was coming with Burbank and Coach Moe and his squad. And of course, we knew Veterans Memorial would be good. And Burbank, it's not like they haven't been good, but this is a different kind of team right now. Size, speed, electric players, and numbers. Look out, San Antonio. Look out.
162 players on that roster, and look who's first in line to shake their hand. Kevin Hernandez, and I'm sure there's a lot of mutual respect here for these two teams because that was one heck of a football game. When we come back, we will hand out the trophies, but before we do, let's look at our play of the night. Brought to you by Living Way Church. And it's the game winner. Why not? Kevin Hernandez just willing this team to victory tonight, picking up a crucial 3rd and 10 on a quarterback draw and then finishing off the drive himself. When we come back, Matt Roy will be joined by the victorious Bulldogs here on TNL. They're excited about it. We're excited about it. We're coming back with much more right after this.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, The Gomez Law Firm, Beluga Air, Centro Med, Enroll SA, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Zoo, County-Wide Service Company, Christus Children's, ACNowSA.com, Rhino Roofers, San Antonio Ready to Work, Air and Plumbing Today, Living Way Church, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Premier Pros, IBEW, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, and Monarch Trophy Studio.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, check.
Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights post-game show, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Welcome back. It's a final. It's Burbank 31, Veterans Memorial 24, and one of the better T&L games in recent memory. Time to hand out the Monarch Trophy hardware. Let's go down to the field and Matt Roy. Matt?
Don, Chuck,